the American nationality movement first approached me about doing some sort of commemoration for the 40th anniversary of the mayor being elected in 1971, in 2011, I wasn't exactly sure what they wanted me to do. But after talking with both Vlad and with Vince Campanella, I decided that perhaps one of the best things we could do would be do some sort of interactive resource, because I knew the mayor was interested in that kind of thing. So I thought, what do we want to do? The first idea I had was to come up with a timeline. Quick, fast, I could do that using Plain Dealer, and I had a graduate student assigned to me at the time, and he and I did it without any problems. And I figured that would get people's interest up. Then I thought, well, what else can we do? And I said, well, maybe we should do some interviews. After all, Perk was the mayor of the city of Cleveland. He knew everybody. And there were still a lot of those people around, some of you included, who worked very closely with him. So, through the help of the nationalities, through Rocky, through Irene, through a group of others, we were able to get together a list, and we started interviewing. Also, my good friend in the back, who's standing up there near the tape machine there, Al Novak. Al Novak knew how to do it and what to do it, and he said, we can do it. So we arranged it. We got the people, I did it, I called them, I set up the appointments, many of you know, and we basically asked them the same questions, and it was very simple. Who are you? How did you first get to know Mayor Perk? What did you do for the mayor? What do you think his legacy should be? And what advice might he give young people who are interested in going into politics or public service today? And that worked out very well. Everybody was fantastic, and some of you that are here, you know your work. Everyone talked honestly and straightforward, and not a bad word was said about this mayor. We completed that. I thought the other thing that we should do was do some sort of scholarly work. Now, when you say scholarly work, people that are not in academics may tend to think, oh my God, you're going to write something that no one's ever going to read or be interested in. I was determined, since Perk was a man of the people, that I was going to write something that people could read. I was also determined that we'd write something that would be of value in the future. Biographies are a great help, and there's no doubt about it. Biographies are wonderful. But biographies, unless they're very famous people, tend to be read for a short time and then put on a shelf, and people forget about it. I thought, what if I were to write about public policy in the Perk administration and talk about the first that he did and some of the contributions he made? Well, working through the timeline, I soon became evident there were three areas that he focused in on. One was crime fighting, the second was job retraining, and the third was to establish county agencies that basically would help to streamline government, not only for the city of Cleveland, but for the entire area of Cuyahoga County and the immediate counties around it. He believed very strongly in regional government. In fact, Perk believed that we should establish a system similar to what Toronto had. He claimed that the rebound of Toronto, the rejuvenation of Toronto in large part, was due to that. Anyway, that's what I decided to do. So I sat down and wrote a book. I did the research, and I looked it up, and I did the book. What's important about the book, or at least what I hope is important about it, is three things. Not only do I talk about his successes, and the fact that he got more money than any mayor before or since did for public policy, for public projects in the city. The amounts of money were unbelievable. Law enforcement, right off the bat, $11 million. Added on more and more and more. CETA program, one of the best run in the country, and one of the largest programs in the country. Beautifully orchestrated. And, of course, the establishment of RTA. It was a model for others to follow. And as a student at that time, let me tell you something, it was wonderful. You could ride anywhere for the city for a quarter. Remember, some of you? It was a wonderful, wonderful thing. But I also did it for another reason. Politicians today often tend to do things very quickly. I think it's the nature of our high-tech world we live in. They tend to go on and look at different websites and come up with policy based on what they think is efficient and effective. And it may be. But a lot of times policies are passed that are not efficient or not effective. And they don't have any long-term status. One of the things that I was trying to show through this is that perhaps politicians today, young politicians, ought to consider doing what Mary Rose has suggested before, and that is relying on institutional memory, or what I tend to think of as historic records. Look at the records, see what was done, look at similar policies that you're interested in, and see what happened. It's all there. It's all laid out for you. What happened, how it was implemented, and the long-term success or failure of the policies. I think we need to do that. Institutional memory is something worth considering. And if you look at institutional memory in Cleveland, Ralph Perk's name is outstanding throughout it all. He was one of the greatest, and dare I say, if not, and I'll put my head on the line, probably the best mayor we ever had.